Hey, George. Hey, Crockett. Good, dude. Hey, JT.
Hey, what's happening, chaps?
How are you?
Change of climate.
What's it gonna be? Blackjack.
Virgin colada. You look so relaxed.
Nothing ever changes, JT.
Well, that's not true. We just got a new singer. You never noticed the difference.
Hey, dude.
You gonna stick around?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Right now, Robert. Hey.
Sonny and Rico in the same bar.
Hey.
How lucky can a girl get?
Laura.
You guys got married since I last saw you? Or can I still get a dance?
Well, Rico would love to dance with you. Wouldn't you, Rico?
Come on.
Be a nice guy, huh?
Yeah, right.
Let's dance.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get it on!
I was in a band called Checkered Past with Steve Jones of the Pistols and Nigel and Clem from Blondie and Tony South from Bowie's Tin Machine, and we were a rocking band, you know, struggling with narcotics, and we opened for Duran, you know, on a tour. We did a tour with the Duran, a few shows, and what happened was it was '85. I'd written Obsession. It was a huge hit all over the world, and I went down to be with Don Johnson. He was making a movie just to hang out, you know, because he was very close friends, and it was good for both of us, you know, just to hang out while he was doing this obsessive work in this movie. And I got a phone call, man. I was in a hotel in Texas, and I got a phone call from a promoter in New York called Wayne Forte saying, "Hey, Michael, what you doing this summer?" And I said, "You know, I'm enjoying myself and I'm bathing in the success of Obsession," and so on and so forth. He said, "Come to New York right away." I said, "Why? What?" He says, "There's a band that has a 6-month tour booked and they need a singer." I said, "What's the band?" He said, "I can't tell you, but there's a ticket waiting for you at the airport." I got on the plane. I went to New York. I was picked up in the most obscenely fabulous white limo, and I was driven into Manhattan, and I you know, went in up the elevator into this office. I walked into the office, and there was a very nervous John Taylor and Tony Thompson sitting in that room with the promoter, and I went, "Oh, man, it's the Power Station." The Power Station had the #1 album, right? Can you imagine? And Robert says, "No, I don't want to go out there because it's 20, 40, 60,000 screaming teenagers, you know, and I can't do that. That's not my thing." You know, he's a very sophisticated artist, beautiful artist. And, you know, and they were explaining this to me, and they said, "I adore topless 20,000-year-old teenage girls. I think that's terrific." Now, I know you can't even say that. So this is 1985, so don't get on my back about this. I'm using it as symbology, okay, ladies and gentlemen. But Andy had remembered, and John had remembered me from opening for Duran, and they said, "Get him." So I walked in there and went to the Power Station studio. They took Robert's voice off. They gave me a tape. I got on the Concorde. I flew to London the same night. I met with Andy the next morning. No sleep, learning the songs. I went into a studio. I sang "Get It On" and "Some Like It Hot" and all of that. And he hits the button and goes, "Come on, let's go shopping." And that was it. Got back on the Concorde, went to New York, went into rehearsal.
Wow. I can't help but think that the documentary on your life is going to be made into a feature film at some point. But I love the idea that, you know, Palmer sits up and goes, "Look, I can't go out there." And you're like, "I'm pretty sure I can handle that.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me." I mean, that's the thing. I was always, you know, I was so eager. I've always been, you know, eager to do it. And you know, I know it's fun. I know how to entertain those people. I know how to give them a good time. You know, we did a 3-hour show, man. I had 4 days to learn 35 songs, and the second gig was Live Aid. So I was under, you know, potentially a lot of issues there, but I just loved it. If you look at the beginning of Live Aid, our portion of Live Aid, Bill Graham, the notorious guy who was just such a sort of a dictator to all of those rock bands, and Andy's amp blew up, and I'm laughing my ass off. And he's screaming, "You'll never work in this town." You know, all this shit is going on. And I'm just like, if you look at it, I'm just laughing because people get so tense about these things. And somehow, to me, it's almost liberating to be in difficult situations, which I found myself, drugs being one of them.
Can I ask you, backstage, getting ready to go on stage to Live Aid, what is the vibe and conversation like? That's kind of a monumental moment. What are you guys saying? Are you saying anything? How's the mood?
I was in the dressing room with Don's son, Jesse. It was a little baby at the time, in my arms, and putting on my eyeliner. It's just another gig. If you think of it in that regard, it's like working with Clint Eastwood. I did that movie with Clint Eastwood. I remember I was cast on tape, on video, and they showed it to me. They said, yeah, get him, bring him in. So the first time I met him was in Nevada on location, and I remember going up to him and I said, go ahead, make my career. So, and immediately there was a relaxation from him, because he's in a position of iconic status. So I felt it was my duty to make him feel good, not the other way around. And I've done that all my life. I try to make the people I work with feel comfortable, and I can do that with an audience. And Robert was not the sort of artist to let me hear you say, yeah, and let's see your hands and all of the crap that goes on in a rock and roll show, which is beautiful and fun, but it is a game. He didn't want to play that game, and I love that game. Rock and roll is a game to me, as I play every day in my little Stevens Underground Garage radio program. We have fun with it.
They were known as Lucifer and the Men with Painted Faces when they burned New Orleans to the ground. And when they sacked Panama, I knew that my road to redemption would be paved with tombstones. And by the time they brought the apocalypse to West Africa and the Indian Ocean, I would come to know two words with biblical significance. No quarter. No quarter. Kill All Masters. Rated R. Coming soon. Available on all platforms. Visit noquarterkillallmasters.com.